All right, y'all, let's talk about it here real quick. Just got done watching the fight. Valentina Shevchenko taking on Manon Fiorot. Once again, Valentina is proving that she is the best flyweight in the world. I mean, shout out to Manon. Shout out to Manon Fiorot. She fought her way up here. I thought she put on a very strong, gritty effort. You know, she didn't go in there and just over-respect Valentina, but there were some moments that, you know, I thought she could have capitalized on, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But first off, I just got to give Valentina her props. This is the first time I picked against Valentina in so long. You know, more so because, you know, I'm a fan of Manon. But, you know, Valentina winning this fight the way she did is definitely one way I was going to see it go. Because, you know, I said Manon, if she wins, it's going to be like a shocker or maybe close decision, which, you know, she had some moments in this fight to pull out a close decision. But overall, Valentina just too quick. You can't stand on the outside. Even if you are a striker, you can't strike with one of the best strikers in the world. You know, Valentina was doing everything I said she would in her keys to victory. You know, good, sharp right hand. She was not stingy with the jab. Overall, she was just kind of picking Manon apart with the better calf kicks and better shots upstairs. You know, it was just all around a good striking clinic from Valentina. But the one thing I do like about Manon is she was using her size and her strength, and that's what they needed to build off of. They really needed to build off of more dirty boxing and a wrestling-based style to where they would clinch and, you know, just really work the body and, you know, like I said, land some right hands whenever they would get an underhook and work with the free hand, you know, here. So overall, you know, I thought Manon, she definitely showed a good effort in there. You know, she, I think she got like 2 takedowns in the fight, and Valentina, for the most part, couldn't take her down or keep her down. It was only in that first round where Valentina busted Manon's nose, and she had to kind of lay on her back that first round. And I think she was just kind of like trying to like regroup and let that round pass, you know. But after that, you know, she started to show some better efforts as far as being able to take Valentina's shot and take some chances. But that's just how it goes, man. There's levels to it. You know, I thought that maybe Manon, they would have used a little bit more boxing on the inside and got a little bit more dirty in there instead of just holding. But overall, they just need to build off that and you know, regroup and come back and add to their game. But yeah, Valentina right now, I don't really see anybody beating her. You know, I don't see anybody beating her on this second run now. Natalia Silva might have a chance, but even then, I just think right now, if it's not going to be Manon or, you know, even in Natalia Silva, just based off what I'm seeing as far as Valentina's skill set right now, I don't really see anybody beating her. I don't see anybody beating her anymore. Those were my threats that I had, and just to be honest, Valentina still got it. Weili can move up. I still think Weili's going to get beat because, number one, that jab, man, that jab is one of the best jabs at flyweight. And now that Valentina is using it more, and you see how she's throwing that right hook off of it, and she's really putting it to good use the way she was doing in this fight, you know, against a much bigger fighter. Imagine what she does to somebody like Zhang Weili or some of these other fighters. You know, so I just see Valentina maybe going on a second title run here now, you know. But yeah, shout out to Manon for, you know, trying and taking this effort. She's still one of the, you know, other top flyweights. She can still beat a lot of the other flyweights, I think. You know, her strength and her striking is still good, but her speed just was not going to match Valentina's. That's the one thing I said. Her speed is not going to match Valentina's. It's got to be an inside war. They tried. Overall, I would say it was probably like four rounds to 1 for Valentina. I know somebody in the Twitter had it like 3-2. I don't know, but I would probably say 4-1 because I just thought that Valentina's work was so much cleaner throughout this fight. But there were some moments they could build off of, but it just wasn't enough against Valentina Shevchenko. But yeah, man, I'm gonna come back on live maybe like tomorrow if I have time. But yeah, hey, Valentina Shevchenko, first title defense on her second reign. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.